Freya, we think, well, she was found abandoned in a box with a sibling. She'd been attacked and she'd had her tail and her lip bitten off. We think that she came from a breeder and that because obviously of how bad her injuries were, it wouldn't have benefited them to take her to the vet and have her treated for it. So instead they decided just to dump her in a box. Obviously the breed of a German Shepherd is quite a popular breed, especially with the white colour. It's quite a rare colour to come about. So there are quite a few breeders that do just try and breed the white colour in the Shepherd. Obviously both siblings were found in the box. So there was Freya, who had injuries to both her lip and her tail. So she had her lip and her tail clean ripped off. Her sister, unfortunately, had had her nose bitten off. And by the time she was found, it had all closed up, so she couldn't breathe through her nose at all, which meant that she was emaciated because she couldn't eat any food. She couldn't breathe to eat it. So unfortunately, we tried to do everything we could to save her, but there was nothing that we could do, so she passed away. If the sister had got veterinary treatment sooner, it's likely that they would have been able to do some kind of reconstruction on her nose and she would have been saved, but because it was left and it all healed closed, there wasn't really a lot that they could do. With Freya, it was when I first took her home to foster her. So she, with her tail, the muscle was completely exposed and the skin, there was nothing to cover it over. So she was this little tiny puppy. She couldn't go to the toilet properly. At first she used to squeal when she used to go to the toilet. It was so painful for her. The first week of having her at home, she was absolutely terrified and you could just see that she was just in so much pain. We worked really well with the vets here at Woodside, so we brought her in every week to have health checks to see how her tail was healing. She had to be on antibiotics to begin with to make sure obviously there were no infections involved. She was really, really skinny when she first came home, so she was massively underweight, which then led to diarrhea. Because she had diarrhea, her B12 levels went really low. We really struggled getting her to eat as a puppy, and she was just really, really underweight. We tried loads of different kinds of foods, and then we did B12 supplements, which eventually we did manage to get her to eat. With her behaviour, she's absolutely fine with people. She absolutely adores people, but as she's got older, we have noticed that she is becoming quite dog reactive. So not necessarily aggression reactive, but she doesn't really know how to behave around dogs. We've got another dog at home who she relies on massively, but as she's got older, she's really struggling with him and she's really struggling to sort of behave around him. And when we're on a walk and she sees another dog, she's just barking and lunging at the end of the lead, and it's because she's so frustrated and she doesn't know how to behave around them and she's not quite sure on what to do with them, so she's getting sort of really nervous, and when we're getting there and she's seeing them, it's almost like a fear, so she's hiding behind me. Then she becomes quite shut down, so we're currently looking at getting a behaviourist involved, and that will be a clinical behaviourist to work with her on those fears. Especially with her age, it's a really good age. We want to get it sort of solved while she's this age so that she can become more confident around dogs. And then hopefully in an adulthood, she can feel a bit more confident and be happier. Her injuries were from a dog attack. Right. So we highly suspect that her tail and her lip were bitten off by another dog, especially because on her, you can see sort of bite marks on her lip, but her sister especially, you could see the bite wounds on there. So she has been attacked by another dog, and that's obviously why she was in so much pain. So I think that has led to obviously her not knowing how to behave around other dogs and having that little bit of fear there. With obviously both puppies, it's difficult to tell the background of obviously what exactly happened. I don't think we'll ever know, but we do suspect that it's likely that it could have been her mum, and that would be down to sort of if it was a puppy farm and the mum was in a stressful situation, it's quite common for the mums then to attack the puppies because they're kept in really small environments, and then the mum gets really stressed and doesn't know where to aim that frustration. So we don't think that the breeder would have kept her based on the fact that they wouldn't have made any money off her. Obviously with her tail and her lip missing, it would have cost them a lot more in vet bills than what they would have made from selling her. And obviously I think for them probably wasn't worth keeping her, so that's why we're guessing she was abandoned in a box.